What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Kari here, back again with another video. Check out the view. So guys, I want to talk to you today about my journey with this, I don't know what to call it. I guess I'll just call it my health journey. I'm not sure, but basically due to some medical issues I've been having, I've tried a few different diets and I landed on the carnivore diet. I tried it a little bit last month while I was in Texas. It made me feel better, so it's been the only thing that's been making me feel better is carnivore diet mixed with a little bit of FODMAP, which is a diet that exists. You probably never heard of it unless you have the same issues I've had or similar gastro issues. But anyway, low FODMAP is a diet and a person's global restriction of consumption of all fermentable carbohydrates, recommended for only a short term. I'm just reading this off of Wikipedia. So it's a diet that picks out food that is less fermentable, meaning it can bloat you less and give you less gas and less burping and that type of thing, because it doesn't create as much gas when it reacts with the bacteria that you have in your stomach. So we all have bacteria that breaks down our food in our stomach, and for me, I've been diagnosed with this condition called SIBO, small intestine bacterial overgrowth. I've been dealing with the symptoms from this for about 3 years now. It's quite horrible. Yeah, so I've been trying different diets, and the carnivore diet seems to help me a little bit. But I have to eat a few vegetables. I know there's a carnivore community out there, and there's a lot of hardcore carnivore fans and enthusiasts that literally just eat meat. I can't do it that strictly. So that's why I said I'm mixing the FODMAP vegetables with just meat, but I'm not gonna be eating bread, pizza, all the stuff I love, onion, garlic. That's all high FODMAP vegetables, so I gotta stick to the low FODMAP on that spectrum. But anyway, that's one of the things that's been going on. Not sure how I got SIBO or how I got to that point, but that's neither here nor there. Right now, I want to go take you guys with me as I go to the meat market to go buy some meat on my motorcycle here in Medellin. So let's get to it, man. Let's head downstairs. Oh, and guess who's back? It's the Nipper. Yeah, my boy's back in town. Just brought him back from the US actually a few weeks ago. So I got both my dogs here. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna head downstairs and hop on the bike and go over to the meat market. Let's go.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy. So before we hop on the motorcycle and go ride to pick up the meat, let me go in detail with you guys about my story and how I arrived at this point, like how I got sick here in Colombia, in Medellin, and what led me to this diet. I have to start pretty much back in the pandemic about 3 years ago. I remember the first time having symptoms of SIBO in December of 2021. So I remember just being on my balcony and then burping like uncontrollably and not being able to kind of stop, right? So this happened that night, and then it happened a few days later on that week. And at that point, I kind of figured this is not normal. So I started to go to doctors. The first doctor I went to was here in Medellin. It was in the 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿 Medical Tower, and he was a gastro doctor. He told me that I had gastritis and heartburn or something like that, but it didn't really make sense. That's not what I was feeling or experiencing. My main symptom the whole time was just burping uncontrollably. So he took tests before he gave me that diagnosis. He did an endoscopy and did some other tests, And then he gave me that diagnosis with some medicine. His name was Christian. Again, he's a doctor, a gastro doctor in the 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐞 Tower. I believe he's still practicing, kind of an older guy. Okay, so I started taking the medicine. He gave me GastroFast, which is a liquid that you kind of drink for heartburn and that type of thing. Didn't really do anything for me. He gave me some other pills that I started to take, but after about 2 weeks, I stopped taking them because they were doing absolutely nothing. I just had the feeling that he didn't really diagnose me well. He kind of just gave me general diagnosis for anyone that comes in with stomach problems. Fast forward about 6 months, I'm in the United States again. I went to a gastro doctor there in Austin, Texas. There, they gave me some different tests. They gave me some breath tests. This was before I heard of SIBO. I later found out that the breath test was a SIBO test. So I did the breath test. You basically blow into like 20 little capsules every 15 minutes after you drink a solution to see how your body is breaking down the solution, which I believe has insulin in it or sugar, and see how much gas is in your breath every 15 minutes after you've drank the solution. That test came back as positive for SIBO. It's the first time I heard about SIBO, and it felt like it could be what was wrong. So that doctor gave me some antibiotics, I believe rifaximin or something like that, and I took that. I didn't have symptoms after taking that for about 5 days, about a week, and then all the symptoms came right back. So I talked to the gastro doctor in Austin again, and he said a lot of people need more than one round of the antibiotics, so he gave me another. I took another, same thing. The second time I didn't even feel better. I was just taking the antibiotic and I didn't feel better. And these antibiotics are pretty strong. They're expensive. They're not the normal amoxicillin antibiotics. They're specific for your stomach, and they're expensive. You have to, in my case, I have to go to a specialty pharmacy to get them. And even with my insurance, I think they were a little pricey, but not super pricey. Anyway, after this, I was pretty distraught, guys. I was having these symptoms, mainly the bloating, the burping, and just abdominal discomfort. I think my stool was up and down, sometimes softer, sometimes harder, pretty unpredictable. And I also was just feeling weaker, and I was also just not feeling like myself. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to drink because drinking would make the symptoms worse, really. I just didn't want to do anything. Even my YouTube fell off because when you have SIBO, you just feel uncomfortable all day. That's what I was going through for the past 3 years pretty much. Now I've kept it pretty discreet. Most of my acquaintances don't really know. Some of my closer friends know. Definitely some of my family knows. But it's not something that I've put on YouTube even or really put out there, but it's something that I've been really fighting with, really dealing with, and it's been tearing me up, guys. Like, if I'm being honest, it's been a hell of a fight. Like, just trying to stay positive with this diagnosis has been very hard, because I'm a person that I love to enjoy life, but when you are uncomfortable in dealing with something, I'm a prideful person. I don't like to go out and tell everybody this is why, I'm not myself or whatever. So I was keeping a lot of that kind of to myself, holding it in. Of course, that didn't really do me any good. Still had the symptoms, and really I was starting to really get stressed out. So fast forward, I went back to the doctor another time. He didn't really have any more suggestions for me after the antibiotic. He just told me about the low FODMAP diet, which is picking out foods that have a lower fermentation. So, I kind of tried that, but I didn't go all in, to be honest, on that diet. And then, another year passes by and I'm still dealing with this, and, I'm starting to get more and more frustrated. So I started going to functional health doctors. First guy I met with, he actually, I forget his name, but he met with me. He told me he could cure me and stuff, and it would cost like $4,000 to get started. I was like, nah, just to get started, like, your health is everything, so I don't mind spending money. And I've spent a ton of money on this, going to doctors, paying for those SIBO tests, which were like $300, $400 each. I've took like 3 of them, and yeah, like it is draining my pockets, like especially in Colombia. A lot of the specialists you have to pay out of pocket. Some do accept my insurance here in Colombia, but some don't. I'm almost forgetting all the doctors I went to, because I forgot when I got back about 1.5 years into the diagnosis. I went to another doctor, gastro doctor here in Colombia. He told me to basically stopped eating garlic and onion mainly, and some other things, which I come to find out are really high on the FODMAP. So it's kind of like he was suggesting FODMAP to me, and then he gave me a couple things to do with my breathing to help me breathe a little better and slow down the burping, but really it wasn't attacking any symptoms. So later on, let's say we're in 2023 now, still dealing with the same thing. Found this other functional doctor in Colombia that I started going to, and she was the first to put me on like natural supplements. She put me on some digestive enzymes and a couple other things. She put me on, I think, vitamin C and a whole bunch of other just natural stuff though. And I actually started to feel better, but it wasn't like a silver bullet. And so the symptoms were still there. At times they were improved, but they were still there. It wasn't until this year, just a few months ago, using YouTube, looking on YouTube, listening to other people's story about SIBO and whatnot, I found a doctor, I believe it was Dr. Barry, on YouTube, and he said, hey, if you want to cure SIBO, just eat meat, and that's it. And I was like, yeah, right. That sounds ludicrous. It sounds crazy, like, but, you know, I was so down bad. Like, I tried keto, I tried FODMAP, I tried a few different diets, and I was like, you know, fuck it, I'll try it. I like eating meat anyway, so at least, you know, it's not like, hey, just eat lettuce and it'll cure it. It was actually something I like to eat already. So a few months ago, actually about a month and a half ago, I tried it for a brief period, like a week. I just ate meat, and lo and behold, all my symptoms just kind of fell back. Even the brain fog, I was feeling more alert. I was able to focus more, and unfortunately I got off that diet just out of weakness, really, just being faced with, I was in the States and being faced with foods that I wouldn't be able to try for a long time. I ate some things I shouldn't have, and so they kind of fell off. But ever since I've been back in Colombia, I've really been on that carnivore diet, and so that's kind of where I am today on the carnivore diet. Really, it reduces my symptoms by like 80 to 90%. So the burping, the bloating, the abdominal pain is pretty much gone as long as I eat meat. You know, I do eat eggs as well, cheese sometimes, and there's a couple vegetables that I'll mix in from time to time, like carrots and potatoes, and I like to boil them and eat that with my meat sometimes. So Dr. Barry said that you should do that for about 6 to 8 weeks to really cure yourself. I'm not sure if there'll ever be a cure though, because some people, you know, heard their stories. Whenever they get off of the carnivore diet, the symptoms tend to come back. So I'm also taking a few supplements as part of this protocol to try to help eradicate the bad bacteria that I have in my small intestine that produces all the gas. And it's not farting gas, it's always just burping. You know, I never felt like need to fart a whole bunch or anything. It's always burping and bloating, so I guess it always comes up and not down. So anyway, yeah, so I'm taking these other supplements in hopes that it will do the job and really eradicate that bad bacteria in my stomach. Yes, I've been tested for parasites and everything else. That was some of the first tests I did out here in Colombia for like H. pylori, which is a common parasite in the third world, you know, in developing countries and stuff that you can get from the water. So yeah, that was all negative, so it's not that. So I'm pretty sure that's the SIBO thing, and actually thanks to Dr. Barry and the other people on YouTube that talk about carnivore lifestyle, you know, I've found something that is actually helping. So yeah, that's kind of my story from start to finish of how I got to this, you know, just eating meat thing. There's a lot of places to buy meat here in Colombia, so pretty much everywhere in the world, you know, it's something that I feel like is sustainable for at least a 2-month period, maybe 6-month period, as long as I can do it. Of course, though, there's just so many things that I love to eat are outside of that protocol. So pizza, anything with bread. I love sweets. So getting off sugar is a big thing, and it was hard at first and still hard to this day. And yeah, what I really want to do from this point out is just keep testing myself as I do this carnivore diet to see, you know, are all my blood levels, you know, going to the right places. Watch my cholesterol, make sure that doesn't get too high, you know, just make sure all my blood work is improving, all the vitamins and everything is there, you know, so that I'm not becoming deficient in another area by just eating meat. And that's pretty much it. You know, I just wanted to tell that story so you guys have a better idea of like how I got to this point and why I'm going to a meat market with you guys to just buy meat here in Colombia. So that's my story. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get back to the video. So I am putting my hard box back on my Moto today. I haven't used it since I've been back, but since I'm going to the meat market to get meat, yeah, I'm going to put this on so I don't have to carry my backpack or anything. Nice. And my Nolan helmet right here with the reflective face mask. Let's go. Alright, let's do it. Alright guys, I just pulled up to the spot where I like to buy meat. I just parked my bike across the street. That's a little life hack. You can see there's a fence. That's the spot. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞, carne steakhouse. It's a restaurant too. But if you go in through that way, through the gate, you have to pay to park. So I parked across the street at this little grocery store. There you go.
crowd right now. So it's a lot of people.
El tráfico.
See, back behind me is the view. Sorry guys. Back behind me is the view of Poblado. Alright. So this is the spot. Mas Finca. It's also like a pet store attached. I don't know if that's related. Hold on. It's a little dark in there, but as you can see, lots of meats, frozen meats. Lots of stuff. And then they have over here. There's more meat. Lots of meat. Alright. Let's get it. Angus. Get some stuff. Hola, buenas. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué es la diferencia de brangas y like esas?
Ok, nosotros vendemos solamente brangus. Brangus es el cruce. ¿Habla bien español? ¿Entiende bien español? Sí.
Sí.
Es el cruce de Brahman y Angus.
Okay, it's a cross of Angus and Brahman.
Brahman, yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it is.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? So that's why we sell, yeah, we are producers of brangus. So we do the breeding and we sell everything here in butcher department and the restaurant. Everything is brangus. There's two portions over here.
Okay.
There's
Punta de Anca.
this is tenderloin. There's let me see. I'm sorry. Here is two medallions.
Okay.
Here's one portion of chata.
Chata.
One portion.
Chata. Okay. And this punta?
This is the same as this.
What's that one down there? The small one.
This one?
Yeah.
It's the same.
It's the
Just
same?
This one is a small one. There's a
That's just one or two?
yes, there's one portion over here.
One portion.
Yes.
Okay, I'll try. I want to do this. I want to do a chata.
The one the chata?
Yeah, give me a chata.
This one?
Yeah.
It's the small one.
Small.
Okay.
Okay, it's two chatas. Y I want to
Yeah, this is entrecot. It's about the same thing.
intercut and
Yeah.
chata is like the same. Okay.
Yeah. This is for the same piece. Use this one is in the front and this is in the back. But
Okay.
it's about the same.
Okay. I want ground beef.
Oh, ground beef? Okay, this is 1 pound.
Okay, a pound of ground beef and some sausage.
Argentinian style sausage. That's a little bit spicy. This is beef. This is pork.
Okay.
So, Colombian sausage, but made by pork. This is blue cheese
Blue
sausage.
cheese sausage. Oh. Definitely try that.
Yes, you used to have.
What's that?
This is German.
Alemán.
German. Yeah, the Alemán. German sausage.
Okay. How much are these? How much are these?
Each package is about 36,000.
Okay. I want these two and Argentinian.
Argentina style?
Yeah.
One. How many? One?
Yeah, just one.
Okay. Anything else, right?
That's it. Oh, that's all the meat I'm gonna get for now. All right. Let's go check out and get out of here.
Right now we're.
That's my bag. So all that came out to like 140 something, like 142 mil. Mas Finca. Not bad. Maybe like 30 bucks for all that meat. Should last a few days. So I'm gonna walk back over to my bike. And this place, by the way, if you're looking for it, it's kind of like an 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐤. It's right across from Envigado on the 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐤 side of the freeway. And like I told you, there's a lot of people out right now. A lot of traffic. It's that time of day. I actually got a soccer game later on. meeting up with some boys. Play soccer. We rent out a field when we get busy. So that's what I got planned for tonight. I'm probably about to go home and make a steak real quick before I go play ball. So let's go ahead and head back to my spot. All right, guys, just to review, I got 3 cuts of meats. So I got an entrecote, which is like I think like a New York strip type of deal. Okay, this is a similar cut, chata, also kind of like a New York strip. I got the punta de anca right here, pretty nice one for one person, should go well. Got a pound of ground beef, very self-explanatory. And I got 3 different types of sausages. You got the Argentinian sausage. I got blue cheese sausage. This should be interesting. And I got German sausage. Alright. So I'm actually probably about to warm up some of this sausage right now in the oven. Save these cuts for later on in the week. I just wanted to share to you guys, or with you guys, what it's like shopping for meat here in Colombia, what the prices are like. You can see the prices on everything, except for the sausage. I think the sausages, I think he said they're about 30 mil a piece per package. But anyway, you could add everything up and divide by the total, which was 142, and then divide by 3, and that'll give you what I paid on average for the sausages. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm about to eat.